Welcome to Baz Travels. After driving 14,826 kilometers through 24 states and Washington DC, I've seen rocket launches to the Grand Canyon and Hoover Dam. I've explored Route 66, ghost towns, deserts, snow, and beaches on both coasts. From Vegas casinos to Alcatraz, the White House to Hollywood. Join me for a journey of the ordinary and the extraordinary.
Loading destination. Simulation starting in 3, 2, 1. To look around, move your phone or tablet. Click and drag if on a computer or move your head if using a VR headset. Please like and subscribe.
The Missouri River is the reason Jefferson City exists at all. Long before bridges, rail corridors, or Capitol domes, this river dictated where settlements would take hold. When Missouri became a state in 1821, lawmakers chose this stretch of riverbank because it offered transportation, access, and central placement. In the early 19th century, the river was the highway. Steamboats once moved steadily along this channel, carrying freight, tools, and passengers pushing westward. Jefferson City grew not because it dominated trade like St. Louis, but because it sat at an elevated position above the floodplain while still maintaining direct river access. The bluffs provided security, the water provided connection. The Missouri River is the longest river in North America, running more than 2,300 miles from the Rocky Mountains to the Mississippi River. By the time it reaches Jefferson City, it has gathered water from vast portions of the American interior. What flows past here is part of the continental system that shaped expansion across the Midwest. Over time, the river was engineered. Levees, channelization, and wing dams stabilized its banks and guided navigation. It remains a working river, carrying barge traffic and agricultural freight downstream, but its edges are now controlled rather than shifting. Next to the water runs another layer of movement. Railroads arrived in the mid-19th century and gradually overtook steamboats in speed and efficiency. Instead of replacing the river, rail paralleled it. Freight trains now move along the same corridor that once echoed with paddle wheels. River and rail exist side by side, two generations of infrastructure built for movement. That layered movement explains the Bicentennial Bridge. Completed in 2008 during Missouri's Bicentennial year, the bridge was designed for pedestrians and cyclists, not vehicles. It crosses both the river and the rail lines, physically reconnecting the city to terrain long separated by industrial use. The structure acknowledges the past while serving present-day access. The bridge leads to Adrian's Island and Deborah Cooper Park. The island sits within the managed river system, stabilized through engineering rather than natural drift. What was once shifting channel space is now structured land integrated into Jefferson City's footprint. Deborah Cooper Park represents a shift in emphasis. For decades, this riverfront was dominated by transportation and commerce. The park reframed it as shared public space. It allowed direct engagement with the river without interrupting its working function.
Simulation terminated. Please comment, like and subscribe.